Mark Benton of the Benton Quest YouTube channel. In the past, this channel's wandered across various interests of mine, from gaming to motovlogging on my Harley, woodworking, trips to Vegas, Death Valley, and the Sierra Nevada range. Recently, a lot of dog videos and a bit of cooking, both indoors and outdoors. The majority of the videos in this channel were filmed when we were living in Virginia, outside Washington, D.C. But since moving to Texas over 4 years ago, my passion for outdoor cooking has increased exponentially. So in honor of the USS Wainwright, the ship I served on in the Navy, and whose nickname was the Lonely Bull, welcome to Lone Bull Barbecue. This will be the first video in a series about Texas backyard barbecue tips, recipes, and product reviews. So since moving here and embracing the Texas lifestyle, my friends and family all know I have a problem. If there was a meaning for my problem, it would begin like this. Hi, my name is Mark Benton, and I'm a backyard cookaholic. Right now in my backyard, I have 7 outdoor cooking platforms acquired in less than 4 years. I haven't been replacing anything, just adding more. So right now, my backyard fleet consists of my Hasty Bake Legacy. This actually arrived at my house before I did. I ordered it from the Oklahoma office before leaving Virginia, and it was sitting in my driveway when I got here. Next, I got a Pit Boss Pro Series vertical smoker. I bought this at a charity auction, and I hate to bash Pit Boss. I don't want to bash anybody here, but it never really worked for me. It wouldn't last through the night. I would put a brisket on, turn it on overnight, and it would shut down within 2 to 4 hours with an error. Never tell me what the error was, and no matter how much I cleaned it out, went through the instructions, it never could do an overnight cook that well. So I hardly ever use it now, maybe every now and then for chicken wings, something like that. Next, I found a 120-gallon trailer-mounted offset that was built by a local citizen here in Texas, and I've been using that for about 3 years now. So we'll talk a bit more about that in a bit. Then I ended up buying a Traeger Timberline XL pellet smoker with the induction burner on the side. I've been using that quite a bit. Actually, right now, it's kind of my workhorse, but I want to get back into the wood smoked offset. I don't use that nearly as much as I used to. After the pellet smoker, I went and got a griddle, the Traeger flat top grill. They call it a grill, I call it a griddle. Love this thing. It is awesome. Highly recommend those. And then I bought a Santa Maria light grill. It was built by the local high school FFA. Again, I bought that at a local charity auction as well. And finally, I've got kind of don't have a picture of it, but a small metal travel grill that kind of breaks down into pieces in the colors and the logos of the Andersonshire High School. Again, built by their FFA, and I bought it at an auction. I haven't used this one yet, but it's a neat little grill. Hopefully I can take it out on a trip sometime. I've also purchased 2 outdoor freezers and a refrigerator just to store the meat that I cook in the backyard. Just last week, I picked up a half steer from a local processor and filled up one of those freezers. So I've got probably close to 30 cubic feet of freezer space to hold meat. So I've got enough beef now. I'm probably going to get either a half or a whole pig and store that as well. So as you can see, the bug bit me. In 4 years, I've not replaced any of these items. Well, you might say the Timberline is a replacement for the Pit Boss, but everything's been an addition to the fleet. But now it's time to look at replacing a platform or two. So let's talk about that trailered offset I have. It's been a good smoker. It was great for me to learn fire management, but there's a few major defects, I feel are major defects with it. And remember, this is homemade. So the gentleman that built it was an excellent welder. In fact, the trailer alone was worth the price of what I paid for it. It's well-built, heavy, double-welded trailer. It's got lockbox storage. There's 3 propane burners on the front. Lots of space to store, put wood on or tables if I want to go anywhere. I can take everything I need, coolers, that type of thing. But the 2 defects, one, you can't really see from the angle of this picture, but there's no grease train available. You basically have to go in there with a little scoop and scoop out all the gunk, and then when you spray it out, you're going to spray it out down through the firebox, which is kind of a mess. Second, that box on the end, it's got about 4 shelves in it. It's built as a smoke box. I never use it. I have tried to cold smoke cheese in there a couple of times with varied success. And then on that box are 2 small stacks. Those stacks just aren't enough to draw enough air through both the smoke chamber and that box. Try to do cold smoking, don't even think about it. If you try to build a small fire and just let it smolder, there's not enough draw through there to even keep that fire going. It will just burn out. So I felt like I've been fighting this smoker instead of working with it. It's just a constant fight to keep a steady temperature. Normally what I have to do is take a fan, and set it right in front of the firebox and turn it on low to be able to push both the heat and the smoke through. I think what I might do is I'm gonna get another smoker, but I may try to keep this one and find a welder to go through and basically cut that box off and just add a stack, complete the original smoke chamber and add a larger stack to it there. Because I love the firebox. It's a well-built firebox, large enough. It's got a top access, as you can see. There's also a grill that will fit down in there. So if I want to, maybe smoke a tri-tip and then put it over the fire, to kind of finish it off there, I could easily do that. The only thing is when you open that box, just realize all that heat, all that smoke is going to go right out the top, and it's going to come, it's not going to be in the smoke chamber anymore. It's really going to drop that temperature and that smoke in that chamber pretty quick if you open the firebox like that. But for me, the way I use it, it works out great. So I've been looking at smokers lately. I narrowed it down to about 4. There's the Franklin Pit was one of the choices. I went down to Houston and looked at one of those firsthand. Decided really that wasn't the one for me. I like a little more control over things. I think the way Franklin was thinking was, okay, I built this thing with the perfect draw. All you got to do is build a fire, manage the fire, and everything else will work. I like to tinker around a little bit more with the drafts and being able to lock things down or open things up more, whether, instead of just using the door. Next, I looked at the Mill Scale 94. I'm a big YouTube watcher, so Matt Pittman and Meat Church, Mill Scale they're a big fan of theirs, and that's what they use. So I looked into those, the Mill Scale 94. That was on my radar for quite a bit, and the contender. Then I heard of M&M welding company. I forgot what their actual name is, but they built one for Goldies. Interesting pit. It has the firebox is detached from the smoke chamber and is connected via a pipe, as you can see there. That keeps a lot of the radiant heat out. It provides a way that you can use more of your grill space inside. There's a very small hot spot right where that tube comes in. So you can basically use all of the available space inside of that smoke chamber. Now see, in mine, the one I showed you a second ago, at 275, if it's 275 in the front, it's probably running 2 1/4 or less in the back. And that's not very far. It's only 120 gallon, and there's probably at 275 a 40 to 50 degree difference between each end. With the Goldies, it gets rid of that. It's supposed to be pretty consistent all the way through. My fourth option was a rumor. Basically a soon-to-be announced draft pick from M&M. It was another backyard smoker that they were developing. And I was curious about it. But I got to know the Abercrombies at Bar A Barbecue down in Montgomery. And Cooper Abercrombie highly recommended the Goldies model. So I picked up the phone and I called Mike at M&M. I actually connected to him on Facebook, told him I was interested, and he sent me his number, so we had a chat. And I asked him about the new one, and he told me all about it, said they were just about to release it. He convinced me that It was a good model, comparable to Goldie's, and cheaper price-wise than Goldie's. It may even be a better model than what they put out for the Goldie's model, but it is actually going to be about, I think, $250 cheaper. So I asked him to put me on the list. I am going to pick it up tomorrow. It is called the Texas Smoke King. So there's a number of small videos that M&M has put out about it so far. Some of the things that I love about it, and you'll see in these videos, is I think there's one video where they have 7 briskets on it. There are no hot spots. You can cook across the whole grill. I have seen them do a biscuit test. So just let me let you know, I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I've taken Friday off from work, and I've also actually taken Monday off from work. So over this weekend, 4 days, I'm probably going to build 5 or 6 fires in it just to test it out, try to get up into different temperatures and see where it goes. I will do a biscuit test. I'll record that and put that out. I will also be doing a wing test. Biscuits are fun, but I'm actually going to eat the wings. So I'm going to, place wings all over throughout, and we'll see how well it cooks. And then I'm sure I'll probably do something else, like maybe some tri-tips and maybe a pork butt. But I'll save the brisket for next week when I have more time. But the Smoke King looks like it's got a lot of features that I'm missing today. I know that the others, the Franklin, the Mill Scale, and the Goldies have some of those as well. But I just like the way that the Smoke King looks. I like the door. So I've already told you I'm former Navy, and when I saw that door, that looked like a hatch to me, Navy hatch. And I name all my smokers or platforms either admirals' names or ship names. So this will become the new Wainwright. So that door is very applicable. It looks kind of like a Navy hatch. I'm looking forward to playing with that. I love the storage space underneath it, which I didn't really have. I could put wood under there, and especially the ability to have that grease drain is going to be quite welcome. If you look at the hinges they have on the doors, it's all very well built. M&M is known now for their rotisserie. They've kind of reimagined the commercial barbecue game, and they have come out with a number of large rotisserie type smoking devices, and I've actually seen one working at Bar Barbecue. They're quite a sight to behold. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the small. See what they do for guys like us, the backyard barbecuers that we don't expect to sell our stuff. We just want to be the best backyard barbecuer in our county, in Texas. We'll see, and go from there. So anyway, I will be posting videos probably early next week after I get this thing home. I'll post some short videos and some photos and stuff on my Twitter account and Facebook as well. So thanks, guys. If you would, please subscribe if you're interested in where I'm going to go with this. We're going to be cooking all kinds of neat stuff on the smoker and on the Traeger and on the Santa Maria. Different recipes. Tri-tip is I'm a big fan of that, but I'm also going to be working on some other unique meats and cuts that maybe you haven't seen before. So anyway, hope you subscribe. Hope to see you back here again, and have a great time until I see you next time. Thanks.